Hey guys, so if you're new to all of the world of 𝐂𝐥𝐢𝐤𝐚 Health, I am super excited to be sharing with you today a lot of my thoughts, ideas and strategies on how time-constrained, heart-centered, purpose-driven leaders of the future, professionals, can optimize their energy so that they can have success both personally and professionally. So I am going to share with you 4 ways of how to create your personalized roadmap to optimizing energy in all areas of your life. And I also hope to share with you why it's not been working for you, because that's pretty frustrating and can feel sad as well. So let's jump straight in by sharing with you a little bit about what people do and why it doesn't work. So most people have been under the typical mainstream commercial marketing of health, which means if you diet and exercise, you'll get the results. So dieting, as you know, there are multiple ways that you can diet and they keep on changing, so that's confusing. So whether it be Atkins, which the new version of that is keto, paleo, which we now call carnivore, vegan, vegetarianism, there are all these different things that promise you that you can have a healthy life if you just do this. Exercise, if you exercise, and we know there's different ways. So we came out of the cardio bunny era, now we're in the high intensity era, but we also know that diet and exercise, for so many of us, it used to work and then it stops working. And what I want you to know is that for the average person that works, that has little time, it's very difficult for you to know everything that exists out there that's really going to allow you to have the optimal energy and to be feeling like you're thriving in the right size body when you don't just have that to look at in a typical day. Like when I think about what I know now, the thousands that I've spent in learning, in studying and learning how to implement and embody a lifestyle of health, I think, how does the average person even stand a chance? And that's because, honestly, not even 2 nutritionists agree. Doctors don't agree. And so I want to say to you, if you are in a situation where you're feeling extremely frustrated, you feel disappointed, you're losing faith, it's normal for you to feel that way, but there is a way. But you do need a strategy and you need a guide that can guide you on the strategy so that when you make mistakes, they can bring you back on track. And I am a trusted advisor for a lot of the clients that I work with to help them implement this lifestyle because honestly, you're probably like them, smart people, we're motivated, we're driven, we have a certain level of resilience, but tell us what to do that works and we can do it. And then even better, which is what I love, is show us exactly the how to do it and how to live that way. So let's jump in with what these 4 areas are. So the first is personalizing your nutrition. Now, if you try to follow a diet plan that is restrictive, whether that be eating a certain amount of calories, looking at particular macros and only focusing on those macros, it's not to say that doesn't work. It's just that what most of us want is to have an enjoyment and a pleasure of food that feels more sustainable, that feels more realistic for the life that we have, of spending time with family and friends, maybe some after work, occasions. And sometimes what we get to realize is that that type of dieting doesn't work in our lifestyle in the long term. So what we're really looking at here is when I work with you, I'm looking at every part of how you associate with food. I'm looking at your relationship with food. We don't just eat for hunger. We eat for emotions. A lot of you know that really well. We eat for boredom. We eat because of seasonal changes. We eat because of our physical needs, like when you work out. We eat because of thirst. There are so many reasons why we eat. So that's the level that I look at with you. When we also look at nutrition, we have to imagine that every single cell in your body is made from the food you eat. So if you imagine your cells are made from protein and water and the fats, and now think about what is the main liquid source that you have every day? Where do your fats come from? Like, do they come from highly processed seed oils? or do they come from avocados, extra virgin olive oil, nuts? And then protein, again, what's your choice of protein? And where do you get your protein from? Is your protein from plants? And have they been combined in a way that makes sure that you get all the complete proteins that your body needs? Are your proteins coming from low quality commercial meat from the local supermarket? Or is it grass-fed beef? Is it hormone-free chickens? Is it, organic eggs? These are the things that you want to consider when we're creating the foods that we eat on a day-to-day basis as a habit. And then also imagine that your DNA comes from your parents' DNA, which comes from their parents' DNA. So there is a lineage that you have of information that's passed through cells. We didn't used to believe that. We used to believe that you get your DNA and it is how it is. But there are some things that we've started to study when we start to study the field of epigenetics, which means that you have passed down your gene, but through your lifestyle, how that gene is expressed will change how it's experienced. And so I love to look at what were the foods that you grew up with, what were the foods that your ancestors ate, and help you to design those lovely, yummy comfort meals and day-to-day foods based on foods that just bring joy into your life. So that whole creation of nutrition is a really different approach to just looking at restricting the foods that you eat. And lastly, what I want to say on that, but I could talk about this forever. I literally just need to do a video just on this, is that every single mammal has a diet. And you are also a mammal living on this planet. So a cat has a diet, a dog, a giraffe, an elephant, a fish has a diet. And as a mammal, you thrive on eating the diet that your body was designed to eat. So every organ, every cell, all your digestive system was built to eat a certain type of food. So when you eat that food, you thrive. So what I teach is the human being's diet, i.e. everything that was growing, everything that may have been moving, everything that may have been swimming in the waters of your grandma when she was a child. Not your grandma now, because honestly, she's been too influenced. Now let's look at the second area of building your roadmap, movement. Movement, not exercise. When I think of exercise, because as human beings, we have this way of adding a meaning to a word, I actually think about getting energy to move through my body consistently. So just look at my hands. Look at all the different joints and parts of my hand. We were designed to move. We weren't designed to sit for 8 hours or longer, for these long periods of time. We weren't designed for that. Now, there are different types of movements that you need. You need movement to create flexibility. You need movement to build strength. You need movement to get oxygenated blood to pump around your body more efficiently through cardio. So of course, there are different types of movement. But for most people, they really just want to feel in the right size body or just look good naked. And for that, you don't need to run a marathon. You don't need to lift 3 times your body weight. You just don't need half of these things. And some of those things that are putting physical stress, like high intensity interval workouts every single day when you are already stressed out, you just don't need to do that to be in the right size body, to be able to maintain it. But what you do need to do is have a movement plan that considers your body type, considers actually creation of that for you, and considers something that you absolutely feel that you love to do and you could consistently do all the time. Let's move to the third pillar. The third pillar is all about purpose and relationships. Now, what I'm looking at here with you is when you are creating your roadmap, you are looking at where in your life is your energy being sapped. Now, if you don't enjoy the work that you do, it's very difficult for you to feel like you're thriving in your body. It's very easy to make bad nutritional choices when I hate my job, right? It's very difficult for me to try to live a healthy lifestyle when I look at a typical day, I spend this many hours in work, let's say it's 8 hours, and that is causing me stress. It's just extremely difficult. So am I saying quit your job and do something that you love tomorrow? No. But I am saying that when clients work with me and they're going through stressful periods, or they don't like their boss, or they're not enjoying their job, or they want a career change or that, just having those conversations that help us to reframe what they can do in their existing already allows so much peace and so much ease and so much clarity. And then what's so important for me is using this concept of human design. And human design is really a beautiful way of using ancient wisdom and modern science. So we take everything from the Hindu chakra system, the 7 chakras, which a lot of people are familiar with. We take the Chinese meridian system that acupuncturists use to spot the parts of energy in the body. We use the Jewish Kabbalah tree, and then we even add to that astrology, numerology, quantum physics, and the 64 human DNA strands. All of these individually are amazing sources, but pull them together, and with information that you provide, we're able to pull up some data, some infographics, and able to show you your unique energetic blueprint, and even more importantly, your purpose, what your soul came here to do. And honestly, when you have clarity in what you're here to do, most of you will stop losing energy on the wrong thing, because so many of us are in the wrong job that's sapping us, or in the right job and we're doing it the wrong way. I see this just as a content creator. I see people trying to produce content when clearly they hate being on camera, but they don't just think, okay, maybe I just need to write this and be the best person at writing about this. You know, it's because you do it. Like you focus on what you're supposed to do. I see entrepreneurs that are starting out that work with me, and they're like, oh my God, I need to be on Instagram. I need to be on, I need to be on YouTube. I need to be on these. But they've got an amazing word of mouth business, and people love working with them and always give them referral. And so they take their energy and they spread it on Instagram instead of using that energy in what really works for them already. So sometimes it's actually about the wrong approach, because you haven't been able to identify your unique gifts and contribution to the world, which is the clarity that human design gives. So I love bringing that into the practice. Relationships. You know that the relationships either can support you or drain you. So building that framework by firstly having somebody identify with you what type of relationships you want, what is it that your relationships bring to you, what do they take away from you, and helping you to frame all of that can give so much energy to your body by having that. And the last one is really about the mind. And I love this pillar for you building this healthy lifestyle using this roadmap, because this thought of the mind and bringing that into your health is the thing that is like, to me, it's like the glue that binds it all together. Because every single one of us is thinking over 60,000 thoughts a day. And if you haven't had an assessment of what those thoughts are and made sure that those thoughts are in line with what you say that you want in this world, the things that bring you peace and joy, the things that make you so energetic, the things that make you feel in the right size body, that give you success personally and professionally. If you haven't had an assessment of that, it's very difficult for you to be in alignment with those things that you say that you want. And if you haven't had what I call the system upgrade, where we look at the software that you've got and we help you to get a new bit of software that's fully functioning for the life that you want today and moving forward, then it can be difficult. And so working on that mind piece and bringing it all together and allowing you to have new beliefs that are supporting where you want to go, that's a powerful piece. And the self-care is really about creating this beautiful rituals in your life that support you, that feel realistic for you, that are things that you enjoy. And that goes from having beautiful, deep, restorative sleep to even things like a journal practice or the time that you spend in nature and how you spend in nature, and creating that and making sure that that's in sync with the life that you have, not what your friend has, your personal trainer, your teacher, your mom, your dad, but the life that you have, and making sure that works. That is the beauty of self-care. And so, as you can imagine, when you piece these four together, and you move away from the two of, I just diet, I just exercise, I just diet, and I tweak the diet, and then I exercise, and you actually go, do you know what? Let me move just from those diet and exercise. Let me work on that, but let me also go not just on the outside, but what's going on inside. And let me do the true inner work, and let me embody habits that are sustainable, that create a certain type of lifestyle that is then who I am, that is when you come to the point one day, which I love, when you have this compound effect of small habits that you've built in over time that just compound and change the way that you think, the way that you look, the way that you feel, the way that you move. And now you are what I call magnetic, because you've optimized your energy. Your energy is no longer in these low frequencies of fear and anger and frustration. You're in the emotional home of love and peace and joy and happiness. And not to say that you stay in that all the time, because life is life, but when you come out of that, you know how to get back into that quicker. So I hope you've enjoyed today's share about this roadmap. I absolutely invite you, if you would like support in building your own roadmap and helping to implement that into your life, to reach out to me and see how we can use this chapter of your life to actually build a life that is the life that you truly should be living and that you deserve to be living, where you have your energy audit and you're optimized in all areas of your life so that you get to have success personally and professionally. You will see my details around this video and you will find the best way there to reach out. And let's start with the initial energy audit call to see how we can start building this lifestyle for you.